What's going on, my man, Matt Curcio. How are you doing today, man?
I am happy to be here, man. It's been a little while since we did one of these, so I'm
I know
happy.
it has been. So yeah, and we have been pretty consistent with doing a 3 month and a 6 month update, but it's time for the 1 year anniversary. So what could you expect to happen in a year? How is business different? How is life different? We're going to talk about all those things. And really your experience of being 1 year at eXp, which it has grown tremendously, especially in your area in the last year. So I'm excited to break down and hear kind of your raw comments on what your first year at eXp has been like.
Absolutely. So it's exciting. I can tell you that, man. I'm happy to have made the switch, and I guess first thing, because we do these a lot, I'd like to talk about the actual model, because a lot of people watch these for a few minutes, maybe the first 10, 20 minutes. So first, let's talk about the model, man, and why it's growing so fast. So let's just hit on that so everybody can understand it, and then, it'll start making people maybe ask some questions and stuff. So,
right.
So let's hit on that. So why don't you,
Yeah. So, I think the easiest way for people to understand, in order for anything to be disruptive, and you can't ignore, I think at this stage that eXp is being very disruptive. You have to understand that the real estate brokerage, the client, you as an agent are the client of the real estate brokerage. And once you kind of understand that, now what would disrupt the real estate brokerage? And there was an article today that just came out that talked about Realty stock over the last few years deteriorating, and a lot of these companies are really struggling with the new models that are coming out, and eXp is certainly one that has disrupted. And the first point is you have to have a disruptive technology in order to disrupt anything. And having a cloud-based office with streaming video training and ability to meet is disruptive. It's disruptive, no different than Amazon disrupted retail. It's disruptive, no different than Uber disrupted the taxi cab industry, and it's disruptive, and among other things. And it's disruptive like Netflix disrupted Blockbuster. So once you understand that, what is the value that you can deliver to the agent, and if you could do it in a cloud office better than you can in a brokerage office, and that in and of itself saves a company hundreds of millions of dollars in overhead and cost structure, and allows them to be able to grow at a really fast pace as well. So I think that's one piece of it. The other thing is, where do they invest that money back into? They could pocket it. Then you would just have a lot of real estate companies trying to become cloud office companies. Right. And they reinvested it back into the tools and are an agent-centric company that are invested back into the things to help you become the best possible agent. So really focused on the agent and the success of the agent, and providing them with KB Core, an online marketing center, SkySlope, Enterprise. You're basically your CFO for reporting, and Ring Central. All the tools that you typically have to go out and buy. If we just give them all that, then you don't have to go pay the money for those tools. That is somewhat disruptive in itself. And then the other two pieces are agent ownership. So the fact that this is a publicly traded company, and they put in place awards for agents that just forgo selling real estate. Right now, you sell real estate and you may get an award, and it might be a plaque or a trophy or whatever the case may be. And eXp, it's actual ownership in a publicly traded company on NASDAQ. So it's actually got some value to it. You're actually building an asset, something that you might be able to, to liquidate at some point if you decided to retire, which is something that we just don't have in real estate. So, and the last one is the revenue share. I'm not going to get into that. I think we could talk a little bit later about that if necessary. But there's the ability, and again, the reason that it's important is typically in a franchise model, what you'll find is the owner, and then there's the regional owner, and then there's the franchisee, and the franchisee has to hire a recruiter and staff, and then there's the agent, and that's the structure of the model. And at eXp, it's different. The agent is at the top, equal as the owner, because they have shares in ownership as well. And in all those models before, we all pay a royalty as an agent, and that royalty goes up to the ownership, and they split that with the regional owner. And so as a regional owner, you actually get revenue share off of all the agent's production. And so that's why being a regional owner is actually a very lucrative opportunity in a lot of franchise models in real estate, or at least it used to be. And so, that's basically, the model now at eXp. Those regional owners are responsible for going and finding franchisees, and the franchisees have to go find agents. In this model, the agent is essentially in the same position as the regional owner. They actually can revenue share off of anybody that they bring into the company. So that created a big opportunity for some people that want to create some passive income. We can talk about that later, but that's essentially what's made it so disruptive. And what's up, Matthew McComb? What's up, Sam Holman? Just had a couple comments coming in, so I just want to stay up. But yeah, so it's all good.
Yeah. So
so year one, right?
Yeah.
Tell me.
So year one, it's over.
Can't believe it's been a year, by the way.
I know. It went quick. Everything's exciting. So yeah, just to reiterate on those points, man. The reason it's growing at a pace that it's growing. Again, disruptive technology. That live streaming is what we have for training our agents. That's the technology, and we own it, right? That's a huge benefit for our company. Then they give us the best tools to succeed, and then the agent ownership via stock and revenue share. So yeah, that's why this company's grown so fast. So if you don't know about it, learn about it, and it can change your life. And so how was my year? The company, it was the best move of my life. I'll say that. It was the smartest decision I made ever so far. It definitely totally changed my life. And the company grew as well. So I just saw a slide today, man. We went from about a year ago, we were the 42nd largest brokerage, and now we are the 4th largest brokerage.
It's a pretty big jump.
Yeah. And we did that in under a year,
right.
Or about a year.
Right.
Right now, when I joined, I remember the number was somewhere around I believe it was less than 10,000 agents. And now it's, from what I'm hearing, it's over 19,000.
True.
Which, I'm hearing about 1,000 a month since about 8 months ago, which is right in line.
Right.
And then, being publicly traded on NASDAQ, the numbers were released. So I know you follow that a little bit more. So why don't you share our actual numbers?
Yeah, it's really interesting, and obviously I think the stock is starting to move in an upward direction, even against the tide, because a lot of stocks are going down right now, just with the things going on in China and whatnot. But revenue obviously is going to be up 153%, quarter Q1 over Q1 of last year to 157 million, and that's a pretty significant quarter. And cash flow from operations increased 29% to 6.2 million in the first quarter, compared to 4.8 in the first quarter of 2018. So, that's an important number to look at, because when you're a fast growth company, number one, every company that's grown as fast as we have, most all of them, of all the ones I can think of, they all knowingly lost money as part of their strategy. They weren't trying to maximize profitability as they were taking over whatever industry they were in. That's not usually the strategy. So a lot of people, the naysayers, are like, oh, they're not, they're losing money, and the reason that they say that is because if you look at our 10K that gets reported from the SEC or reported to the SEC, you'll find that it looks like we're losing money because we have to report the stock we give the agents as ownership as a loss, and it's not an actual cash loss. It's a paper loss. It's not an actual cash loss. So that's something I think a lot of people just don't understand, and they can't get their head around. Or they're just trying to come up with a reason why we're not going to be successful, which I think you could probably just hang that up at this point. Either if you don't believe by this point that this company is going to change the industry, then you might just not be. There was I don't know that I should say it, but I sure do want to. And I didn't come up with it, but I do believe that there's a little bit of validity to you're either ignorant, stupid, or you're an eXp. And that might be a little bit harsh, but
right.
Ignorant meaning that you just don't know, right? Like, I think that's the point. And then there's plenty of stupid people out there too. But like, either you get it or you don't get it. It really is that obvious once you've been here and you see it and you're a part of it and you experience it. But again, I didn't come up with that. That's not mine. So don't be. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, those are the numbers. Things are going great. Company's booming. We're about to go to shareholders meeting in Orlando coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, that's exciting. So I'll be there. I'll see you there.
Right. So tell me this. So everybody that's watching it that has a real estate business probably wondering, like, how does it change? How does this change your business? I mean, you were selling real estate. You were selling a ton of real estate before. Are you selling a ton of real estate now? Is it changed? Is it harder? Is it easier? What's the, what are the differences that you're experiencing with that?
Okay. So, I'm still selling real estate, still actively selling. My team is still, I don't know the exact number, but, my in a transition, obviously sales go down.
Right.
I shrunk my team down to me and one person and, a part-time agent. And then now, so I had to regrow my team. In general, though, personal production is still over, I think 50 or 60 units myself in the last 12 months. And then my team is floating somewhere close to 100. So, production has changed, but I'm with the opportunity that exists here at eXp, my model has shifted, right? Because I'm helping not only agents on my team, but I'm also helping, grow eXp. So I'm helping agents, come into the company for multiple, helping change their lives, what I mean? And it's a huge benefit. And I'm seeing that I want to focus on that a little bit. So I am, trying to figure out the best way to operate a sales business, manage a team, and, help this company grow because of the opportunity that's here to help it grow. So, it's changed a little bit, but in regards to my sales and everything, sales are still the same. My clients didn't leave me. Anybody who's concerned, that, a year ago, it was definitely non-existent in our market.
Right.
And even in New Jersey, there was less, I believe that at our holiday party this year, they said there was less than 100 people. So this prior December, there was less than 100 people. So at the holiday party this December, there was around 230 or something like that.
Right.
And now there's over, I think we're close to 400.
Jeez.
So we're kind of exploding in New Jersey. So everybody, it's coming. A lot of people know it now. Every time I go to any events and stuff like that, people are like, "Oh, I'm hearing it now." And I had an agent in North Jersey actually reach out and she said, "Matt, you told me." She said, and I was like, "I did, and I told you it's going to explode." And she said, "It's everywhere around me now." I said, "It's going to continue to do that."
Right. Yep.
And, my opinion is there is nothing that is going to stop this. No. This will be a huge company. And actually, it's funny because when I was at Remax for, my whole career. So 16, 17 years. And they have a chart that they come out with every year. Right.
Right.
It's basically a chart loaded to show where they're number one in the industry. Right. And, year after year, I would see companies be on that list. Right. And then Keller came out of nowhere and they put Keller, and Keller was this big on the thing. And I was like, why are they even giving them publicity? Why do they need to show them? Because they were starting to, take some things, I guess. And it's funny. I saw this year they added eXp to their chart.
Nice.
And I was like, why, if you're 100,000+ agent company, why do you have to compete with us? We're not even at 20,000 yet, especially in December. And that just means everybody's talking about us. And, the opportunity is here for everybody. So there is no stopping it.
No doubt about that. And I would still say that if you think it's too late to join eXp, it's probably still too early. Like you're probably still too early in the grand scheme of the opportunity, as big as it is, and being a global company. If you think you're too late, you're not. You're probably still too early. It's that new still. So ton of people. What's up, Courtney? A ton of people that they oh man, I must have missed out. You did. It's still a huge opportunity. So fourth largest independent, Sam, just looking at some of the comments. Yeah. Fourth largest independent, which is huge because NRT's number one and they're the biggest. And I can't remember if it's Howard Hanna and there's one other independent. But yeah, we bumped right up there to the top of the list in a heartbeat. So yeah. So tell me this. So, change your business. How's it changed your life? I mean, you kind of mentioned getting to help some other agents, but what, is this, what is different about it? I mean, is this the same old? Do you feel like it's the same grind? I felt like after being in the business as long as you've been in it, I felt like I got to a point where I was getting burned out a little bit.
Yep.
on the same thing. So how does this kind of breathe any life into the business, or is it, tell me more?
Yeah. So it definitely changed. And I was at that point when, I guess last year around the holidays, I was getting to that point where I was just like, the last full production year, it was just like, all right, here we go. Another 100 and, I was selling about 120 homes a year. Like, all right, another year. All right, great. We're hitting the same numbers. And, it was that daily grind, and it made it fun again, man. It is. You have so much, so many different things that you can do here, and obviously learning, eXp's way of business and changing the systems I'm using and using the tools that they provide for all of us. I'm dipping into that stuff, but it made it fun in a few different ways. And part of it is financially tying the agents together, right? Like you financially benefit to anybody I introduce the company to.
Yep.
And I took a call earlier from a guy in our revenue line, and he had questions on uploading documents and stuff, man. And I would have helped him at my previous company if he picked up the phone too, but here it's like, nope, got to get that call.
Right. Yeah, it's think about the relationships that are built too, right? Like, there and here on the call here too, like Matt McCone just made a comment, like I'm meeting great people that and I'm financially tied to their success. I mean, they're an opportunity, but they're also my responsibility. So, it's awesome to be able to add value to the group of people you bring on. That's a different dimension, right? It's not the same as just having somebody across the hall from you or whatever. You actually have a financial incentive to help them and help them be successful. And that feels good. It just feels good. It's different than the way it felt in any company I've been in. And I think that's what we're kind of all feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just nice because, again, it's not just the day-to-day sales and, operations. It's helping, everybody, in my revenue line, operating the team and helping eXp grow because of the opportunity that I see for my future, my family's future.
Right.
So yeah, it's changed everything. So it's fun
right.
again.
It is. It's the most fun I've had in 21 years. That's for sure. So let's do this. So let's talk quickly about the actual numbers, right? So, what's the, you've got revenue share, you've got stock, you've got, your traditional business. What's the math right here? What's been the, financial difference? Is there a gain? Is there a loss? Is your first year a break even? What should someone expect? Or at least what has been your experience a year into eXp?
Okay. So, I guess I'll preface this by saying, like, I left the business, I left my previous brokerage, right? So that door shut behind me, and it kind of was a slap in the face when I turned around and realized I had nothing. You know what I mean? 16, 17 years with a company. And now I got great knowledge, learned how to sell real estate and built a good business, but I really didn't have much. You know what I mean? So, everybody that's watching this and trying to figure out why so many big teams, broker owners are coming over, the numbers are why. When you sit back and really look at these numbers, so awards, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's been 12 months. I'll start with the stock because that was my biggest thing.
Going right, yeah. Go ahead. I was going to see what the stock is today so I could do some quick math.
Some math. Okay. So, the stock was my biggest reason for my move because I looked at it and said, they have an icon award, which I'll say in a second, but what will I have in 10 years? Right.
Right.
So, today I looked at the numbers yesterday, so it might've changed today because I know a few people had some closings. But I was awarded about 1,000 shares. Somewhere between 900 and 1,000. And so where is that stock?
At today's prices, that's $11,070 today.
Okay. So that's $11,000. Again, leaving a company after 17 years, I had zero. Then I was able to purchase at a 20% discount. I'm somewhere around the 800 share mark with that, 800 to 900 shares. So, and that's a 20% discount.
Right.
So I forget my purchase price. I know the other day I was $2 or $3 ahead, right, per share.
Right.
you know what I mean? Or something like that. So, again, and that was taken out of my account. By the way, you opt in for that. That's 5% that I'm having taken out of my paycheck. And everybody out there that's at a franchise, the company's taking 6 out. So imagine if it was your own money, you're used to getting, 6% taken out. So
great point. When
you join us, don't worry, throw the 5% in, because at the end of the year, you'll be happy with the money that's sitting there. And then, about a month ago, or month and a half, I received my Icon Award. So what that means here in eXp is the company awarded me. I paid the company $16,000 in a cap. They just awarded that back to me in company stock.
Right.
So, that's just again, I look at that and say, if I do that for 10 years, right? I left the company 17 years, had nothing. 1 year, those two numbers, what they awarded me just in the, the awarded stock and my 16,000 back, that would have paid, year and a half at my previous company.
Right.
That's totally different.
Yep.
And now revenue share, right? That's a number that a lot of people are asking about and talking about. So I guess I'm not going to share the actual number, but
you can let me guess it.
It's covered. What I tell people is, it would have paid my previous year.
Has it paid your house payment this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, not the full year, but I'll tell you what. Here's what I'll tell people. It would have covered what I paid my previous broker. What an individual pays their broker a year, roughly. It's close to that figure,
right.
And then it's growing now, right? You told me that it would grow when it would get legs and grow, depending on the amount of people you have. And this past month, I just made it my screensaver on my phone. My motivation.
Yeah.
But this month it covers, what does it cover? June and July's mortgage payment and a car payment.
Right. So yeah. So it's you can easily see how this could get to a point where you're financially taking care of your basic needs.
Yeah. It's just
by helping people.
Yeah. By just, and selling real estate, right? So this is nothing different than the only difference is the attraction piece that I chose to focus a little bit on, right, in my business. But everything else is I'm just operating my sales business, that we're all doing. Every realtor out there is operating a sales business. So when you operate a sales business here, you receive awards. And, for a company, a guy like Glenn to turn around and say, I want to reward the agents. They drive the revenue to the bottom line. So, that is a really smart man, and when he eliminated all the costs in the model, and said, I want to help the agents, it's not just net profit. I want to help the agents. That's why this company is growing so fast and why nobody's going to stop it.
Yep. No, when the agents win, we all win. It's got to be what's best for the agent. I think that's the key. He nailed that. It's incredible, man. There's not a day that goes by, and I'm only 18 months in, but there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about, man, what a genius, man. Like he really nailed it. Like this business is awesome. This company is amazing. So yeah, it really is. It's impressive, and we're fortunate to be a part of it. And hopefully, if you're watching this, you're considering it. So, or you're already here enjoying it and just enjoy it so much that you like watching us talk about it. And so, so let's wrap it up. So, why is this such an opportunity for realtors and really for brokerages and why is everyone joining? What do you think?
Look, so agents, this isn't just agent opportunity here. This is more opportunity for anybody in the business that's operating a business. How many small brokerages did you bring in?
Lots, because that's, they have challenges that this business model solves for them that they can't solve for themselves.
Right. So this is not just, if you're watching this and you own a brokerage, this is something to consider, right? and team leaders see this, and individuals that are selling a lot of real estate, they understand it because they're looking for an income, outside of selling houses, and some sort of retirement. So I saw a really smart guy, actually, you were with him. Yeah, I think it was your video, but
Yeah.
For realtors, wait, I wrote it down. Hold on. Can you see
All
it?
right. Got it. Good deal.
All right.
I know these numbers. These are numbers.
Yeah, hold on. I got to get it into the actual screen here. There. All right. I hope it's straight. I hope it's not reversed, but all right. So
I do this. I want to do the opposite. That's
at the end of the day, right, as realtors, we're supposed to save money. You got me? You got the whole thing?
I think so.
All right. So as realtors, we need to save for retirement because we don't have pension plans. We don't have anything like that, right? So this number, $900,000 at 4%, will pay you $36,000 a year or $3,000 a month, right?
Yeah, and that 4% is important because a financial planner would tell you a little bit less than that you should not take out the full 4%. So,
yeah. So if you save $900,000, as a realtor, after tax, right after you're done taxes, right? By the way, how long do you think that'll take?
Yeah. Everyone's will be different. Go ahead and do the math based on your current production and your saving.
That's this line right here, right?
Right.
If you're able to pay or save $45,000 for 20 years, then you'll be able to retire and pay yourself $3,000 a month. And I know most realtors, $3,000 a month isn't going to do too much for them.
Right.
So realtors out there, if you see this, right, and understand that you're not saving towards this number, we have an opportunity for you.
What would that look like here?
What's that?
What would that look like here? How would you create that same amount of passive income at eXp?
So there's an opportunity, and I'm going to move this out of the way now so everybody gets it. So the opportunity here is the revenue share, right?
Right.
So when we sit back and look at, the numbers, agent attraction will change your life.
So here's the thing. So let's say over the next, even if it was a 3-year plan, if you get 6 agents that all brought one, that would be the equivalent of the $3,000 a month, $36,000 a year, right?
Yep.
So that's if they're all full capping agents. So it's pretty reasonable if you're going to be here for 3 years that you could, in the next 3 years, are you going to save $900,000? I would guess probably not. Right. And at eXp, if you only brought 2 people in a year, one person every 6 months, which means you accidentally brought people to eXp, not even on purpose, like completely accidentally, like not on any effort or purpose whatsoever. You could probably do 2 a year. I think everyone would agree with that. So, that's a 3-year plan. And all those people brought one, everybody has at least one friend. So, that's a really reasonable thing that you could be at, in 3 years, or you could do it in 1 month. A lot of people do. So that's the opportunity. It is what it is. So you got one of 2 choices: get really good at making a lot of money and saving it after taxes, or you could be at eXp and bring your friends and help them bring their friends and help them bring their friends. And
and that's the biggest opportunity here, right? And that's where when we do the math on that, when you say 6 people, that's it. I just have to tell in 2 years, and then I have something coming for just operating my business as usual. And by the way, guys, people call you when you switch brokerages. They ask you why. Why did you leave? What happened? What was the final straw? And why did you pick where you went? And when this opportunity is sitting here, and I know now. I said a few months ago, I counted the numbers and I knew my production people. And, right. Based on level 1 at eXp, we could share level 1, right? Level 1 is $2,800. That's what you'll cap out and make, that's what you'll make if an agent caps out, right? And that doesn't come from the agent. That's the money that out of the 20%, everybody at eXp comes in on an 80-20. So the 20% that the company makes, they're willing to share that back to the people that introduced everyone. So, $2,800 on level 1, and then level 2 is $3,200, right? So if we just say, if you tell people and then they tell somebody. So I did the math a couple months ago, and I was over a dozen people that I knew were all capping agents.
Right.
And I know that's coming in now this year. You know what I mean? And I haven't re-looked at my figures to say, well, who else, right? And, at the end of the day, I know 12 on an average, levels 1 and 2 times 3. This is a few months ago. My mortgage is covered.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's where, well, actually, that's more than my mortgage. That's my mortgage in both car payments. You know what I mean? So, I tell everybody, it starts out, it's your car insurance payment. A couple $100 a month is getting dropped in your account, right? Then all of a sudden, it's your car payment. Then it's close to $500 a month, right?
Yep.
Then all of a sudden, it hits 1,000 and 2,000. Now it's your mortgage payment. And to agents out there that are focused on growing more income, learning how to sell real estate. Number one, we help you do that, right?
There's nobody more qualified that can help you.
Right. We're here to help you grow your business. We are operators in sales, and we're here to help you. If you're looking for that extra income, most likely a car payment would change your life. Having your car payment wiped would change your life. And then once it becomes your mortgage payment and, it grows beyond that, and you could attest to even bigger payments being covered. So
they wouldn't believe it if I told them.
Right. So, I mean, this company is not stopping. The opportunity is here. And just like I showed everybody, to retire out of this business, I see too many realtors at 60 and 70 and, even older, 70 years old, still showing houses. And, I know agents that showed until their last days on this planet. You know what I mean? Because they had to. If you want to, that's great too. But if you want a little extra for the hard work that you're doing, and you don't want to see that, 6% go up to an international brand, there's a big opportunity here to help us grow this company. And I personally believe that this company provides more tools than, pretty much every brokerage does.
100%.
Saving so much money.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't care where you're at. Now, you might be giving up a ton of split for somewhere where you may be getting something else in the value or some leads got given to you or whatever. But yeah, there's no doubt you get more, especially with us, because we have a lot to give. And it's great, man. It's awesome. Love it. So congratulations. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
And looking forward to the next few years too, man. It's just going to get better.
Yeah. This is life changing. Everybody out there, if you want more info, reach out to myself, Jay. People are contacting us all the time. We're glad to help you learn how to grow your real estate business and how to come be a part of eXp. And we got a couple events coming too.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. So what is that?
10th, 11th, 12th.
Oh, I was looking at March. Yeah.
Yep.
11th, 12th. That's right.
So June 11th, 12th, you're going to be in New Jersey. We're going to be in Lodi, and then 2 other locations locally down in Gloucester County, probably. We might do Atlantic County, and then Philadelphia.
Right.
So we're going to be all local in New Jersey. Come out, check out. The training is not eXp. The training is learning how to grow your real estate sales business. So come out, hang out with us. We're also going to do a happy hour. That happy hour last time was really cool. We got to meet a lot of good people. So if you're here watching, want to catch up with us, we're going to be in New Jersey in a few different locations. Hit me up, hit Jay up on Facebook. We're going to be in for, I guess, 3 different nights of dinner and a couple nights happy hour, and then 3 day trainings. See if we can catch a ball game. Maybe we'll catch a Phillies game too.
Love it.
So
looking forward to seeing everybody.
Yep. All right, cool. Well, Jay, I'll see you in a few weeks. Appreciate you.
Yep. Appreciate you, man.
All right. See you.
Later.